Some feminists argue that if you're not a feminist, then you must be an insane person or a bigot or a sexist.
Anyone who's not a feminist is an insane person.
If you're not a feminist, then you're a bigot. I mean, there is nothing in between. It's like being pregnant. You either are pregnant or you're not.
If you are not a feminist, you are a sexist.
This is the false dichotomy fallacy, which is when something's represented as only having two distinct options, when really it's not as simple as just being one or the other. The reason it's not as simple as just being either a feminist or a sexist is because there are many examples of people who are neither. And there are also examples of people who are a feminist and also sexist. For example, everydayfeminism.com says that it's not even possible to be sexist towards men and that masculinity is categorically toxic. Huffington Post published an article claiming that literally all men are a part of rape culture. Jessica Valenti, the founder of feministing.com, posted a picture on Twitter saying that she bathes in male tears. Bahar Mustafa also mocked male tears, but went a step further and was charged with malicious communication after tweeting that we should kill all white men. Linda Sarsour, who is the co-chair of the Women's March, supports Sharia law and said that she wished she could take away Ayaan Hirsi Ali's vagina because she doesn't deserve to be a woman. Ayaan, who is a victim of female genital mutilation. Jezebel published an article citing a study from the Journal of Public Health which found that 70% of non-reciprocal domestic violence was committed by women against men. But instead of showing compassion about the fact that men can also be the victims of domestic abuse, the Jezebel writers belittled this finding by sharing anecdotes of how they themselves had been violent towards men and how they found it funny. It's definitely not all feminists that are sexist. There are feminists opposing bias using reason and science to help both women and men. For example, feminists like Steven Pinker, Christina Hoff Sommers, Kathy Young, Ayaan Hirsi Ali, Amanda Ellen, Diana Fleischman, Iona Italia, and Barry Weiss. But if someone claims that there aren't any feminists who are sexist, then we can use a disproof by counterexample to refute that claim. There are also examples of people who are neither a feminist nor a sexist. According to a survey carried out in the UK by the Fawcett Society, which is a feminist organisation, 91% of women and 96% of men don't class themselves as feminists. So if someone who isn't a feminist is a sexist, would that mean that the majority of women are sexist against themselves? Drawing that conclusion would be prima facie absurd. Most people aren't feminists, possibly because they disagree with the modern version of the movement and don't want to be associated with certain elements of it. By calling someone sexist, you're criticising their character rather than addressing their arguments. And calling someone a sexist because they choose not to label themselves a feminist is ironically counterproductive to achieving the goal of equality for everyone, and will probably just make people even less likely to identify with your version of feminism. Just because someone isn't a feminist, that doesn't make them a sexist. That would be the false dichotomy fallacy. But I want to know what you guys think. Why is it that the majority of people aren't feminists? So if you're a feminist, or if you're not, then let me know why in the comment section. Alright guys, thank you for watching my first ever YouTube video. I'm going to be making more videos like this one, so if you want to see more, then please subscribe.